Today I'm going to tell you about a story skill that I think is absolutely essential for authors who want to succeed at creating and selling best-selling fiction. Now, this channel is generally all about using AI in your writing, and this technique I'm going to tell you today is extremely relevant for AI, but I also was using this technique long before AI was even a thing, and it's one I recommend for all authors really in general. The name I've come up for this technique, which hasn't really been defined as far as I can tell, is called story hacking. This is a name that I got primarily from the world of marketing, because if you're into direct response marketing or the online marketing space, you may have run into a guy named Russell Brunson who has a software called ClickFunnels, and he has one of the best educational platforms, in my opinion, on how to conduct marketing in today's online space. And his whole community is called funnel hackers because of this term funnel hacking, which, first of all, let me just put in a brief plug for his book, .com Secrets. I do have an affiliate link below for this, but this was the book that changed my perspective on business. And I use it, like I literally have back here, I have a copy of all of his books right here with all of this information about marketing, and not just marketing online, but really the core principles behind it. And so I'm just going to recommend his book. If you want to get it, the best way to do it is to get it through his website, because you can get it free as long as you pay for shipping and handling. Plus you get a whole bunch of other goodies and things that come with that. And it's really just a great resource. But getting back to the whole funnel hacking thing that he developed, basically the idea behind funnel hacking is that you look at what other successful business people are doing. You look at their business model, you look at their sales pages, anytime that they are promoting a thing, selling a thing, and clearly having success. And you go to that page. So let's just say this page where he is selling his own book. And you look at this page and then you model it. You say, okay, he's got a headline here. I'm going to have a headline here. It's nice, big and bold. I'm going to make mine big and bold. You don't copy it because that would be plagiarism, but you model it, which is a big difference. And then you say, oh, he's got a video promoting his thing. Okay, so maybe I'll have a video promoting it. He's got a picture of the book here with a call to action button. So you have a picture here with your call to action. And that's what funnel hacking is. You basically see what's working and then you model it for your own purposes. You say, how can I apply this to my thing? You do it, etc. That's funnel hacking. Story hacking, which is a term that I've kind of come up with, is very similar, but it has to do with, as the name suggests, story. It is the process of taking a successful best-selling book or series of best-selling books and figuring out what they're doing, and then you model it. You don't copy. Again, you're not copying, you're not plagiarizing, you are modeling. You look at Harry Potter, it's the same thing as Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. It's all the hero's journey. I remember one of the biggest criticisms of the book Eragon was that it's basically Star Wars with dragons. And that is a really excellent example of a story that modeled another story very, 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 very closely. Maybe a little bit too close, but you can still get the idea of how important it is to model these successful stories closely if you want to have a best-selling book yourself. Now, AI can do this somewhat. It does have a understanding of a lot of stories to a certain degree. Like if I asked it to give me the scene structure of Star Wars and then to extrapolate from that of how I could use that same scene structure in my own book, it could probably do it. But it's not fantastic at it. And if you are modeling something that the AI doesn't know, you'd be out of luck. Which is why I recommend you do a lot of the legwork for this process yourself. You're going to have to go into your favorite movies, your favorite novels, and really break them down scene by scene, or look at the characters, break down the characters and their relationships. Whatever it is that you're trying to model, you're going to have to go through and do that analysis yourself. Now, the good news is a lot of the work has been already done for you from all of the best-selling story gurus out there who have come up with their own models. I've already mentioned the hero's journey as one model of best-selling fiction, but there are many others out there, and there are many storytelling gurus who have studied story extensively and can tell you a lot of the basic things that you find in every best-selling story. I want to put in just one other plug, and again, I have another affiliate link down below, but I only promote the things that I genuinely use and enjoy. This is a course in Wondrium, which, if you've heard of the Great Courses, Wondrium is now the streaming service for all of the Great Courses. This is my favorite great course that I've ever taken, hands down. It's How to Write Best-Selling Fiction by James Scott Bell. James Scott Bell, you may have actually heard of his books. He's written a lot of books on the craft of fiction. He has this extensive 12-hour-long course on how to write best-selling fiction, and he goes through all of these different systems that he's developed and analyzed. And so if you want to check that out, definitely go check out Wondrium. I keep an annual subscription to it all the time. I'm watching it constantly. There's courses on there for things like history and literature, which you don't really find courses like that on any other platform. So it's really helpful for writers in that case. So definitely check that out. I know I have a lot of affiliates in this video, but that's just kind of how it worked out for this particular topic. And again, I only recommend things that I genuinely have and use myself. Like I literally showed you the Russell Brunson books that I have here in the background. Anyway, you can use frameworks like this that you would learn in courses like this or in other courses or in writing books to get you part of the way there. And then you can build those frameworks and use them with AI if you so choose to help you build out your outlines, your character models, different things like that. Or you can go the story hacking way and take a book and really break it down, do some study on your own. The first benefit to doing this is, first of all, you're going to learn a ton about what makes a good book tick. And this is actually a process I went through recently. I have a story that I plan on writing eventually that I've been doing research on off and on when I can. And I've known for a while that this book was going to be an Academy fantasy book, but set in medieval times. There are a lot of Academy books out there set in modern times, but only a very few bestsellers, at least, that are set in medieval times. And so naturally I was just like, okay, let's find the bestsellers in this particular niche and see if I can model them. So I found a couple of best-selling series. This is one example of a series in that particular niche that I thought, this is a good book. It's similar to the idea that I want to write, but not too similar. You know, obviously my book is quite different, but I know it's in the same sub niche. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to read these books and I'm going to figure out what they're doing. And I've got literally a document on my Google Drive where I've been making a list of scenes in this book and figuring out what each scene is doing. I'm not necessarily going to model it scene by scene in the exact fashion, but what I'm trying to do is story hack it. I'm trying to understand the story and what's going on. If I really wanted to take this to the next level, I could then take that breakdown that I have and then turn it into a prompt. And this is kind of what I feel like I'm doing when I create a lot of the prompts that I create for AI. Is I feel like it's some kind of hacking thing, right? That's why I like the term story hacker, because I'm creating a formula and then turning that formula into a prompt that the AI can then use to create a good outline or a good character profile or whatever it is that we're trying to create here. I've seen a lot of people create their own original outline structures. I've got one in particular that I'm thinking of by a guy named Corey, who's a member of my Discord group, which again, there's a link below. He has his own outline template that he's developed. I'm actually currently working on my own outline template based on many of the other outlining templates out there. Coming up with these frameworks, that's story hacking, and it's a ton of fun. And so I just wanted to make this video about it because I thought this could be a really cool thing to share with the rest of you and get the rest of you on board. Like, what kind of stories would you want to story hack? Maybe you have a favorite movie and you want to make a book that's kind of in the same structure, the same vein as that movie, where you're modeling the structure or what have you of that movie. Or maybe it's a scene. Maybe you have a specific favorite scene and you want to model beat for beat what happens in that scene. Or you have a favorite character and you want to model that character in your book. Whatever the case is, go story hack it and then come to our Discord community and share it and let's make a game of it. It's going to be fun. So I thought I would just share that with you, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.